you thinking?
About what?
About your little raid on the smugglers. I had turned that case over to the task force, and you two cowboys go running off shooting up a place without so much as a phone call? Do you have any idea how stupid I look?
Cook called you.
He did not.
He did. He said he asked for SWAT backup, though they never did show up and we could have used the support.
Do you need to get that?
No, the machine will pick up.
I guess I just had you all wrong.
Agent Willmore, we must meet right away. Your actions are endangering the lives of Mulder and Scully. They are alive, but they won't be for much longer unless you act quickly. This has nothing to do with Russian smugglers. Sandpoint, Hangar 4, dawn. Come alone, or I won't show up.
I don't know what kind of ridiculous Twilight Zone BS that you're involved with. And you know what? I don't care. I only came over here to tell you one thing. Smolnikov was just released for lack of evidence.
Okay, the support check is late again. That's 3 months in a row. Look, you promised you'd get it together. I'm sick of this. Just do it, okay?
Agent Willmore, we must meet right away. Your actions are endangering the lives of Mulder and Scully. They are alive, but they won't be for much longer unless you act quickly. This has nothing to do with Russian smugglers. Sandpoint, Hangar 4, dawn. Come alone, or I won't show up.
Agent Willmore, I'm so glad to see that you took my advice and came along.
So, it's the mystery man. I was expecting someone a little more Sean Connery.
I think that'll be quite enough, Agent Willmore. We don't have much time, so I want you to listen to me very carefully. The most important thing is that you cannot tell anyone that I was here or that we spoke. No one in the Bureau. Not Cook, not Shanks, nor that Seattle police detective you've been teamed up with. Do you understand me? I need your word on this, Agent Willmore, or I won't help you.
You have my word.
Good. Listen very carefully to what I have to tell you. Lives are at stake here, including your own. Mulder and Scully are still alive.
So you said.
But they won't be much longer if you don't do something about it. Scully and Mulder are not together. You need to find the Jane Doe that was checked into the Presbyterian Hospital in Gold Bar 3 days ago. She's about to be released. This has nothing, I repeat, nothing to do with smuggled Soviet plutonium.
How do you know about Mulder and Scully?
If you're going to help Scully and Mulder, you're going to need something more than a gun. Men have died in order to possess this. I'm going to loan it to you for a short time, because without it, there's no way that you could survive. The man that Mulder and Scully were looking for, and the man that you need to find if you're going to save them, can only be killed by inserting this blade into the base of his neck.
Do I know this man?
This man is not what he seems. If the injury is not precise, he will kill you. Do not try firing a gun. Don't attempt to do anything except to use this. If anyone discovers that you have it, you're a dead man. Don't forget the Jane Doe at Gold Bar.
Whoa! Take it easy, it's me.
I can see that.
You get grumpy when your asses run ragged, don't you?
What are you doing here?
Are you kidding? After that phone message, I wouldn't have missed this for the world.
Yeah, well, you better be careful or he may run your ass ragged.
I wouldn't mind that. He was kind of cute.
Cute. Precious springs to mind.
So, we kind of have a lot to talk about, don't we?
Yeah, I guess we do. But first, Jane Doe and Gold Bar.
Hello. May I ask your business here?
We're looking for a Jane Doe.
May I see some identification?
Of course. How did you know we were cops?
Who else would come looking for a Jane Doe?
That's a good point.
What's your business with her?
We need to make sure she's all right.
Of course. What is her name?
Scully.
Yes. Do you recall the name of her immediate superior? I need to phone him and I've misplaced his information.
Walter Skinner.
This is her room behind me.
Has anyone else come to see her?
Oh no, thank God you're the first.
How did she get here?
She was brought in.
By whom?
This is what used to be called a sanitarium, Detective. We're not bound by the same strictures as a conventional hospital, nor would we follow them. We pride ourselves on discretion for the patients, the better they can heal.
How was her wound?
It's begun healing. It was mostly superficial. As to her other condition, I have no idea how to account for it.
What other condition?
I haven't been able to diagnose it yet, so I've been treating the symptoms. Lethargy, nausea, extreme listlessness, dehydration, memory loss.
Is she ready to leave yet?
Oh, I wouldn't think so. Moving wouldn't be life-threatening, but she might not find it very pleasant.
Are you Dana Scully?
Who are you?
Assistant Director Skinner asked us to look for you.
I didn't know I was lost. Who are you?
Agent Willmore.
How do I know I can trust you? Who told you I was here?
A black man.
What black man?
We don't know his name.
That's ridiculous. You better explain yourself or I'm calling for help.
It was the man who gave me this.
All right.
He told me I couldn't tell anyone about it.
Let's talk.
How do you feel?
Very weak. But actually, I feel a lot better than I did when I first came in here.
Could you have radiation poisoning?
God, I hope not. But I suppose the symptoms do line up.
Do you have any idea where Mulder is?
I have no idea, but we need to find him.
What is this used for?
You shouldn't show that quite so openly. I don't know what it's used for. Perhaps Mulder can tell you.
Where does the Terracon fit into all this?
Well, one way or another, they were involved in smuggling. I think that's a given. I think that there was an accident at sea involving plutonium, and Mulder thinks that they were somehow killed by an EBE.
EBE?
Extraterrestrial biological entity.
What did your autopsy on the crewman reveal?
The crew had all been exposed to levels of radiation consistent with a large-scale nuclear blast. Now, clearly that didn't happen, but Mulder took that as proof that a UFO had landed in the area and that an alien life form aboard the craft had irradiated the Terracon crew.
I take it you don't subscribe to that theory?
There is always an alternate explanation.
What happened in the warehouse?
Mulder and I observed some suspicious traffic in and out of the warehouse. We went in to investigate. We were attacked by a number of armed men. I was shot. There was an odd light. Mulder carried me out of the warehouse. I blacked out and I woke up here. I'm afraid that's all I have to offer. What can you two tell me?
Well, there have been other burn victims.
I hope that doesn't mean that plutonium is being transported.
There's an unidentified man involved. We encountered him at the burn site and then later again at the hauling yard.
We found a connection between the warehouse and the hauling yard. It's a trucking outfit in Charnock, Gordon's Hauling. They've made numerous deliveries between the warehouse and a rural route that we haven't had a chance to investigate.
Seems to me that we need to find the identity of the man from the hauling yard, and that you two need to pay a visit to the rural route address.
What are you going to do?
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is get in touch with Assistant Director Skinner, and then I'm going to check out of here. I can meet up with you two later at your field office, but I think that we have to hurry. Agent Mulder may be running out of time, and if the smugglers do have him held hostage, they have little incentive to keep him alive.